And here we have our three strands. What I did was changing my anchor point so I can this comes this way, so it's easier to braid. What I do what I like to do now is to humidify the strands, because I think it's easier to work with something that it has weight. If I try to braid this, because it doesn't have much weight and it's all loosened up, it's a little bit difficult to work with. So I'm going to pass it a little bit of there, and there. Oh, there. And you want to use, I'm using alcohol, 70% alcohol, the one that we use to sanitize our hands. We have those around everywhere right now. So you want to use a little bit there, just a little bit. I tend to use this alcohol because it's going to dry faster than just water. So, and I haven't seen any effect on the cotton when it dries out. It's not stiff. It's not. It doesn't change anything. So what I do here, is I have my strands. Sorry. What you want to do is to divide it into 1 and 2. So you have 1 in the left, 2 in the right. And you're going to put the top right brand on top of the bottom right. And now put it at the bottom of the left one. So now you have 1 in the right, 2 on the left. You take the top left and pass it through the bottom. It's really easy. You start, repeat the process, but you want to create tension in this bit and keep that tension going through the braid, because this is going to pull pretty tight. So you want tension in this point. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how it's going to look at the end. Well, here we have the full braid. Remember, I used three strand braid, and I'm going to show you how long it is. So we have 0, and comes about to 10 centimeters. This is what I told you, that I use something like 12 centimeters to make this braid, because you're going to have some residue. This part is really difficult to braid. Maybe if you have a machine or those little toys that sold to braid hair, I don't know, you can use more. But right now what you want to do is stop the braid from coming undone right here. So how do we do this? How do we stop in this point? Well, like when you see braided hair, you're going to use something to keep it tight right here. What I use is the excess cotton threads that I cut off this, and I'm going to take not 1, but try to take like 2 or 3. Here we have 3. What I like to do is humidify them, like I did with the strands, and pass it through down here through the bottom. I'm going to show you later. So what I did was pass the cord that I used to stop this through the bottom, and then one part I pass it through the other side and to the bottom, and the other I made the same but in the opposite way. And then I made a simple knot. I'm doing this 2 times to reinforce the knot. So this is the second time. I can show you how I pulled from this, because you have to do it with 2 hands. It would be almost impossible with 1 hand. So this is the end result of the braid. What you want to do is cock the excess. So you cut around a little bit here. You want to have a margin so you can use it later. Well, and now that we have our braid cut and we have our cord, we're going to open it up a little bit, creating this mouth right here. Try to be delicate with it, so you can, so the braids of the original cord don't come undone too much. So what we're going to do is pass this through here in this mouth. We're going to use some tool like this end, or if you have something of metal, it could be pretty useful. But you're going to take this part and push it through here. Well, now we have our little loop. I mounted this kind of improvised stand because it's easier to do with both hands, but since I don't have equipment to hold my phone to record this, I'm going to use this to show you a little bit. So in this point, you want to take needle and thread, and you want to pass through this side, that is where you passed the braid into the cord, and you want to pass it through and through the other side in the middle of the cord. Well, this is what I passed it through. You see, it came through this point and to this point. What it's important in this step is to have a big knot in this point of the thread, so it doesn't come to the other side. Since this is braided cord and it's cotton, it can be a little bit loose, and maybe there's bigger holes in some points than others. So you want to have that big knot to secure an anchor point for our thread. So what I do now is pass it through a lot of times. So like this, but like 7 or 8 times. I'm going to show you how it's going to end. So now I went around the cord like 6 or 7 times. You have to keep tension in that in those loops around the cord. So what you want to do is, in the last one, you pass through here, top of all the strings that you looped around the cord, through the top and to the other side. So now what we have here is we pass through this area on top of the bottom of the others. So maybe you can see, but I passed through here, through the top, and we're going to pass down the string loops that we make. We pass down there and we pull, so it looks like this. I don't know if you can see it. This, you see there is this strand. This is going to pull these strands together, and we want to make it around in the other side the same way. So now that I passed through the other side, as previously shown, we're going to make the knot to make this thing stay put. So the previous loop that we make through the cord, doesn't show pretty well here, but it's there. So we're going to pass down there, use our needle to pass down there and make a loop and make a simple knot twice, so it's really reinforced. Yeah, we're going to pass one, make the knot, pass twice, make the knot. And here's the final result. I know there should be thousands of better ways to do this particular end, but this is the way that I come around. It's pretty tight. I don't see this coming off soon, but if in any way, shape or form comes loose, you can remake it. I know it doesn't look nice and tight, but it's really functional. It looks pretty well. What I do is, if I have something like this, I cut it off. I try to be pretty delicate, but if you have small scissors, you can make a better job than I did. But don't worry about the stains. I use a water marker, so it's going to wash off pretty easily.